Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing absolutely wonderfully. I know I am. And welcome back to the lab. How you all doing?
Slime time.
It is indeed slime time. Hi, Rosie, and hello, everyone else. Yeah, no, Jess is usually with me whenever I'm starting a stream up, so she gets to hear every single time I fuck up an opening and all that stuff. So it gets goofy sometimes. I don't know if you all. I'm banking on the fact that my mic was indeed muted during the entirety of pre-stream. If it wasn't, then you all got to hear a very, very funny outtake. But I'm praying that it was, because I don't. Oh my god. But yeah, hi everyone. It's Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Fuck, it's Wednesday. God. Gotta remember that. Like, you lose track of the week sometimes. Nope, it was muted. I didn't hear a thing. Okay, good. Good. So, I guess I mean, it's nothing bad. I literally was just sitting around and I, usually tend to say something to sort of hype myself up before I get into the starting a stream up and things like that. So when I was saying my normal, like, okay, let's fucking do this for like bit or whatever, I said, okay, let's fuck this stream in the mouth. And then I went to hit the unmute button and it didn't, I was still muted. So I'm sitting there just like, wait, oh god, did they just all hear me say that? Did they all just hear me fucking say that? And I was about to have a fucking moment. Oh my god, we're not even 5 minutes into the actual stream, and I've already said fuck like 3 times. I need to like, not necessarily tone it down, just be more professional or something. I don't know. Fuck. Y'all aren't here for professionalism. Y'all are here because I'm a derpy slime lady on the internet, right? That's why y'all are here. Truthfully, I know y'all are all just here for Jess, right? I am the co-star to her shenanigans. And other goobery things I've said. But yeah, we're gonna be having a nice. Aw, thank you, Soundwave. I appreciate it. And hello to everyone out there. Let's see who all we have. Hello, Crazy Bri Guy. Oh, I gotta start on shoutouts. Hold on. I gotta do.
Slime time.
Let's see. In order of appearance, we've got. Okay. In order of appearance, I'm gonna shout out with the delay going on, and yes, it is slime time, Crazy Bri Guy. So we've got Bow Wowzers. Go check out that dog. That dog right there. It's a pretty good dog. We like that dog. And then I've got to shout out. Let's see, Javelin, and then I've got to shout out Crazy Bri Guy. Yeah, there we go. That's all who I gotta shout out. I gotta remember this. Oh my gosh, let's see. Also need to do game capture. I want to pet that dog. Power Wash Simulator. And grab Power Wash Simulator. There we go. Okay. And also I need to do roll call because, I always do roll call. So let's see who all is sitting in chat tonight. So, hello to, of course, Javelin, Bow Wowzers, Jess, Oni Siege, Rosie Knapp, Soundwave 52, and Superman 13452. Do a little refresh. Let's see, I'm seeing Soup and Pie in there now. Hello, Darth Chaos. Of course, Crazy Bri Guy. Hi. And, yeah. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. 20 stream streak. Good lord. Good job. And yeah, we're going to be doing some power washing. I had a bit of a... I'm not going to say rough day, but... Sorry, I saw something on the side that made me giggle my fat ass off. But yeah, I had a bit of a, like I said, not rough day, just a day, I see a spider in my room, going to rush it, you are nothing. God damn. No, put the spiders outside, or just let them chill. Spiders are bros, and or sis, They're just awesome. We love spiders here. I love spiders. Spiders are great. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some chilled out stuff tonight. We're gonna be playing Power Wash for a bit, and then depending on how people are feeling after a bit of Power Wash Simulator, I might dip my toesies into the expedition for No Man's Sky. I've already poked at it a bit, and it's really neat. I like what they're doing. They've actually managed to go back and go, hey, this one vehicle that feels like it's kind of got no purpose, we're going to repurpose the entire thing so that it's actually useful to you. And I'm really happy about that. So, without further ado, let me get my fat purple ass back down, snuggled up next to Jess where it belongs, and we can get into some Power Wash Simulator. Looks like we were cleaning the Ferris wheel last time. And let me poke at the music a little. There we go. Hold on. Maybe bring the music down just a little. No, actually, we'll bring the music there and put the game volume there. That's much better. Okay. Listen, there's an order of operations whenever it comes to the volume, so turn co-op on. There we go. And I believe that I should be joinable now, Jess, for whenever you are ready to hop in and help me finish this Ferris wheel off, which it said it was 90-some-odd% done, but there is still a lot of crud on this. Either invite me or... I put it on co-op, slut! God. Batch. I need to select 15 degree nozzle. There we go. 15 degree with a long extension. And there we go. We can start taking care of all these little bits there. So yeah. Welcome to my I guess, zen place of power washing. I love this game so much. It makes me happy. Because it just, I don't know, it lets me just vibe, clean things, and enjoy myself. Because who doesn't, like, okay, power washing is one of those things that I feel is, like, universally enjoyable. Because I used to power wash my family, like, the concrete around the home where I grew up once a year. Like, once a year, I would be responsible for power washing not just the driveway, which was... I'm gonna be honest, it was a pretty long driveway. Yeah, I power washed my family, my whole family. The entire family got power washed. But no, so we had a... So the driveway where I grew up was a longer driveway. It was about an acre long. And so I would have to power wash that entire driveway once a year, as well as the sidewalk around the pool out back. So that was always an endeavor. But it was kind of nice just to get out, put my headphones on, and just power wash the entirety of it. Have nothing to do for a few hours, but just clean and watch as the grime fell off whenever I'd wash the beam of water over. Because power washers are cool. It's like a watery flamethrower. That's what it always felt like whenever I was messing around with one. So, but yeah, spent a lot of time doing that. It was actually kind of funny because thinking about it now, most of the chores that my family, like, had to do, like, because, you know, I grew up in a pretty decently sized home with a decent amount of property around it, but my family was never big on having other people come in to take care of it. It was always very much one of those things where you had to, like, you took care of what you owned, right? So, like, my family went, okay, we're going to get a sizable house on a decent amount of land, and we're going to take care of it. So all of the mowing, all of the yard work, everything was maintained by us. It was always one of those things that it felt really weird hearing about people that'd be like, oh yeah, we're going to bring in groundsmen to take care of stuff. Oh, hold on. Digimon needs to go to sleep. I always hate whenever a Digimon falls asleep, but it pooped before it fell asleep, so now it's just sleeping next to poop. Silly idea of you power wash Jinx and the purple comes off before she has to regenerate it back. You washed off my Orpal! Why would you do that? No, I need that Orpal. Why would you do that? No, no, no. So yeah, because my family was very much into the whole, like, you take care of your own stuff vibe, it was very much one of those things where all the yard work, everything was done by us. There wasn't this whole, like, oh yeah, you know, we have a larger place, we're gonna bring in people to care for it. It was very much a, hey, your hands are looking dirty. But what would be under the purple? That's the question. Under that Orpal. Let's tab to flash it. Got it. I'm hot. Can you lock me in the freezer? Yeah, sure. Just meet me on sub-level. I think it's 4. That's the nearest freezer. So we can get you in there. It's fine. That is one thing I've, like, talked to about a few friends. Or I've talked to about with a few friends. Accidentally, a whole word right there. I realized that being a slime girl, technically, I don't generate body heat like the rest of you do. I mean, I might be a little bit warmer because I'm moving around and movement, Oh, Overlord Pretty Dude, thank you so much for resubscribing. And, hello, my favorite slime girl. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me for a whole 18 months. Congratulations on sticking around and putting up with me for that long. I appreciate you supporting the lab and supporting my shenanigans. It means a lot. Seriously. But yeah, we, should've ran when you could, huh? Now you can never leave. So what you're saying is that if you get cold, you fall asleep. No, more saying that because I don't generate my own body heat or anything like that, I pick up ambient temperatures. So, technically, I could, in theory, be the most cuddly cooling blanket. Because if you think about it, if I'm just sitting around and it's cool and I'm just, you know, bleeding heat off so that I'm matching room temperature, and you walk in, you're all, like, hot and everything like that, and you just flop against my tail, it's like a giant water balloon, and it's just nice and cool and comfy. Go. That being said, also, on the flip side, if you need to warm up, just, you know, have me sit beside a fire, absorb all that heat, and then suddenly you have a, well, and also I guess I would have to tense up some so that I'm not, like, sticky and hot. You know, I guess not, like, warm, but yeah. Come to a cold, fat tail. Or to come to a cold, fat tail after a hot summer's day. Confirmed waterbed? I thought this was established that I made for a great waterbed. I thought that was, like, known. Got some right there. Hitting tab, looking for orange. How dare you? How dare you? Jess not only gets a big slime booty, but also doubles as a waterbed. Jealous. Listen, so long as I, you know, remain somewhat tensed up. Unfortunately, if I relax too much, things start sinking into me, and then next thing you know, it's not so much a waterbed as I become the substance you're immersed in. Otherwise, I can tense my outer membrane up a bit, and next thing you know, boom, I got a nice semi-solid form for you to cuddle up to. It's like a gel, like one of those stress toys. Here to jiggle slime friend. Aw, thank you for the head pats, fluffy Princess Davina. That looks like 75 cents that way. What? Danger waterbed. Only if I get peckish at night. Also, this music fucks so hard. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Can you give me advice for that? I keep losing everything in my doughy self. Magnets. If it's magnetic, magnets. At least for me, that works wonders. Like, I lose tongs or tweezers somewhere in me, just get near a nice magnetic field, pulls it right out. Slime bed, best bed. Heck yeah. Okay. Pop down here. Probably need to swap out my nozzle. Well, no, not the nozzle, the extender. Go short. I feel when you're just like, when you've reached that point in Power Wash Simulator where you're just wailing on the tab key to see what's gonna flash orange at you. Because we're at 99% cleaned. I can stay up for 2 to 3 more hours. I'm confident I can have fixed my sleep schedule. Good luck with that. I mean, if you need to, if you need to talk and chat, I'm sure we can figure something out. Let's see. Which, by the way, Javelin, we got to get you into GTA at some point. I know you were getting that set up a couple days ago. Need to get on and commit some crimes, do some theft, run some heists, get some lab funding. You have to pick one of 7 deadly sins to be your roommate. Who will it be? Probably sloth, because I'm used to doing everything whenever I'm in a living situation as is. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, that's me. Okay, you're only sloth when you get home from work. But by that point, I feel like you've earned it. Ah, fuck. Hold on. I'm gonna, like, get to the bottom and see what else needs cleaning. Oh, I see a bit. Get that extra long extension. Can I get that, dog? Would sloth help pay rent? Alright, alright. So all because they're slothful doesn't mean that they don't have money. Jess is sloth from FMA Brotherhood. Also, I gotta start doing more shout-outs. Hold on, let me... As the breadwinner of the relationship. Listen, babe, you can be as slothful as you want. I'll take care of the whole house. Fuck it. I gotta do a shout-out for Javelin next. Boom. Go check out that bear. That's a great bear. We support that bear. Wonderful artist, wonderful friend. House slime. Jinx the top sugar baby. What the fuck? I pull my weight in any sort of domestic relationship. And given the size of this ass, it's a lot of weight to pull. There we go. The reason you are slothful because your tits make it hard to do shit. Bear, but I'm afraid of bears. That they're a chill bear. She's a chill bear. We love that bear. Pod frames as well. Now this is pod racing. Says the A-frames are still... Hold on. Front outer beams. I will follow anyways. A glucose infant. Okay. Now you're just being mean. Hold on. Let's highlight it. Where? What is it even pointing out here? Front outer beams. Gotta look for the O-ring. Jav, you're getting followed and you're gonna like... Yeah! Follow that Jav. Support that Jav. There's a single front outer beam. I'm looking for it. I think I see it. Yep, I see it. And then once the cooldown is up, Javelin, could you shout out Crazy Bra Guy as well? She may be evil, but I do support it. Yeah! You know, considering the fact that we took the longest break between this one, I feel like this was probably the one job that took us the longest. For now. Alright, we got a subway platform next. It's the longest we've taken for now. Listen, I think it's, you know, an average amount of job to take. Perhaps you'd like some interesting statistics on our railroad system while it's to work. Yes, I would, Commissioner Barry Onyx. Let's go. We're not going to talk about how many times I've mistyped and almost typed in Crazy Bry Gay. I mean, I don't know what Crazy Bry Guy's preferences are, you know. All I know is they seem like a pretty chill cephalopod to me. Thank you for that, Pat Sandermander. Also, I think I've played too many games where the subways are a hazard because I was afraid to get down into the tracks. I'm like, oh god, something's gonna run me over. Greed or Pride would be a good roommate. I mean, I feel like Greed would be okay. Until they were, like, responsible for cooking or something like that, in which case they would want to have the most of whatever they made. Go. Muckingham. Muckingham. Well, no, Greed wants to hold on to things. Gluttony wants to indulge in things. Greed doesn't want to let go of things, which honestly might be a problem when rent comes around, because Greed wouldn't want to part with their money. Greed is the landlord. Greed would just cook for themselves. Probably, yeah. I always thought subway maps were so interesting because they're never, you know, of course, a representation of the route itself. However, they are a representation of... Because, you know, it doesn't show the twists, turns, and all that stuff, but it does show the, what's it called? The order of stops. That's always the more interesting thing to me. So it's more of an infographic than an actual map. But what is an infographic if not a map of data? Uh-oh. It's always fat tail time here in the lab. It is always, always, always fat tail time. Whoa, okay. Just pop me back up. God, this game is so satisfying. Why is it popping me back up? No, go down. Come on, your knees aren't that bad. What is today, but yesterday's tomorrow? Okay, Prenny, I gotta know. What's with the say psych right now about Javelin having a thing for envy? Because I'm gonna be real. I kind of get it. I kind of get having a thing for envy. All right? We all like a little bit of gender ambiguity here, right? Right? Yeah. We love fucking with gender norms here. Question, what is FMA? FMA stands for Full Metal Alchemist, which is actually a pretty kick-ass anime. It is in an alternate reality Germany. And instead of, you know, a lot of the modern stuff that they would have there, or instead of a lot of different technologies, alchemy rose to sort of be the predominant way that things get done as far as scientific research and things like that. And alchemy is very much the magic that a lot of people portray it as in you make a transmutation circle, you give it what it needs, and it, through the method of equivalent exchange, gives you back what you are trying to make. It's really good. Brotherhood is like, okay, the original Full Metal Alchemist is good. And I don't know if it's just because I grew up with it, but I will always have a soft spot for it. But Brotherhood, I've been told, is much better in that it matches the manga a lot better than the original run did. Envy is hot, yes, but I will never forgive that fucking piece of shit for killing my glorious king. I was so happy to see... Oh my god, yeah. Okay, that is the one thing that I can understand. I get disturbingly excited during the Butternut Mustang scene. I have only seen Brotherhood, but I've never seen the original... well, because the whole deal was, the original was coming out at the time that the manga was still also coming out. But they got to the point where they were pretty much surpassing the manga timeline-wise. So they said, okay, we'll write our own timeline and ending for all of this. The manga ended up differing a bit, and so it's basically two separate continuities at this point. Yeah, exactly, what Xander said. Wait a minute, can I just widen this nozzle out a bit? Will a 40 work? Not quite as well, no. But will a 25 work? It's kind of doing it, but okay, never mind. We got the information box. Well, I understand. Don't worry, I'll take care of that twink and make them big. I see how it is, Javelin. You want a brat tame envy. 15 degree does fuck hard. I used to be skeptical on the 15 degree, but you've made me a believer on that. Speaking of Brotherhood and awkward segues, I just got the Ezio collection of Assassin's Creed and forgot how good Assassin's Creed 2 was. I know I've never played any of the Assassin's Creed games. I hear they're good, though. Yeah, we're going back to 15 degree. I can't do this. Early Assassin's Creed, my beloved. Go. Yeah, I mean, both series are worth watching as far as Full Metal Alchemist goes. I guess it all depends on how close to the manga you want to be, because for being not... For doing their own thing, the original Full Metal Alchemist wasn't bad at all. Assassin is such a strange word to me in English, because I don't read it as assassin, I read it as ass-assin. Yeah! Even as a kid, it made me laugh just because of the whole just like, haha, ass-assin. Assassin. Of course, assassin always makes me think of... So I had a partner in college, and she was obsessed with Repo the Genetic Opera, and there's a song in that called Legal Assassin, and unfortunately that's just what the word assassin always makes me think of. God, Repo the Genetic Opera was a thing. Legal assassin. Wait, Sinner's the... What? Oh, okay. I was wondering... Okay, Pretty, I was just like, wait, what... Wait. What are you... What are you saying we're all sinners for? And then I realized that, Davina said Envy be my twink bitch boy toy. I feel like Envy is one of those characters that definitely caused a lot of awakenings for a lot of people. And also probably got a lot of people just like, huh, non-binary's kind of cool. What I'm trying to get at is Envy got a lot of people feeling a certain way. Go. I'm the monster. I'm the villain. All I feel for Envy is wrath. That's the wrong sin. Who here has seen the original JoJo Stardust Crusaders? I think Stardust Crusaders was whenever I stopped watching, just because it used to be my... It was the show I put on when I was ironing, but after a while, oh gosh, what happened? Something happened where I could no longer watch it while I was ironing, so I just ended up, I guess I stopped watching it altogether, honestly. It was good, though, but I got to the part where they were meeting Polnareff, and sort of just checked out. Don't lump me in with you, sinner. Oh my god. There we go. I'm the monster. I'm the villain. Did I get all that? I think I got all that. What perfection. What precision. Wait, hold on. Clean incisions I deliver. There's no tile. Well, actually, I guess stone cleaner would be good for tile, right? No, it's not. Damn. I was hoping that would work. What about multi-purpose? There was a button to, like, swap... Wait, hold on. Is it F? No. G? No. Tab? No. Only thing I remember my first JoJo being was on a bridge that when they met Polnareff, they were talking up to his room and they were playing Interior Crocodile. Interior Crocodile Alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. I was a little off with the beat that was going, but that still works. You know, I first ran into that song on, what was it? A Team Fortress 2 shit post. First thing I've seen of JoJo was Jotaro throwing a dog, and I needed to know why. Part 3 really did just have a lot of just scenes where you go, okay, I understand something happened here, but I need to understand why that something happened. Oh, I'm getting this. I'm getting this a little bit here. Yeah! Yeah! Get this one. Look at that, chat. Look at that. Look at that, test subjects. We're efficient. Oh, yeah. We come back this way, and that should be the whole strip, maybe? No, there's probably... Oh, yeah, there's still a lot on this. I gotta go down it one more time. Purple man with perfect baseball pitching form just threw a dog at a blind man. Why? Because JoJo. Because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's on the title. It is a bizarre adventure of strange proportions. Go. Because, yeah, I started watching from part 1. So I've watched all of part 1. I've watched all of part 2. I watched the start of part 3, but then checked out while I was watching it. You kidding me? That's not cleanable? What? I thought for sure the metal part would be a thing. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Just wait. I only started watching JoJo 2 years ago because a kid and adult I thought it was a wait. As a kid and adult I thought it was yaoi at first. Just wasn't interested in boy love, only girl love. Little I know this would be one of the least strange things I see in JoJo. Sad I slept on JoJo for so long thinking it was yaoi. You know, I can understand why somebody would think it's yaoi. Given how buff and beautiful most of the men are in JoJo, I would not fault you for thinking it's yaoi. That being said, it's like watching Dragon Maid, but only because you think it's a Yuri. Actually, no, that's not right either, because Dragon Maid pretty much is a Yuri. Because I live for Tobiashi and, or not Tobiashi, wow. No, it is Tobiashi. Kobayashi? Kobayashi, yeah. I live for Kobayashi and, Toru. I love those two. What's Tobiashi? I swear Tobayashi's a word from something. Dio has to be into yaoi. Just look at it. Dio is a bisexual icon. Like, that's what Dio is. Go. Wait, hold on. But it doesn't have yaoi hands. It does. Okay, some JoJo stuff is borderline yaoi hands. That shit is borderline yaoi hands. Like, you can't... Yeah, no. Dio, my spiteful king. Oh, God. You know, I'm not even surprised, Prinny. Dio definitely ticks some boxes that I know you'd be looking for. Oh, by the way, Prinny, I got your bird husband's weapon. Pogranichnik. I got his weapon. Let's see. There. And get this one. What do you mean you're going to bed? I have literally been grinding at story and pouring my rolls into relevant weapons. The only specific operator weapons I have are... Let's see. I have... Chins. I have... The Administrator. I have... Lavatanes. And I have... what is it? Pogs. Also, fun thing about Pog, I thought that he was a horse at first. Then I looked at his race, and he's a Liberi, which are bird people. So I was very much mistaken about what he was. Go. Zawarudo. Guess I'll have to start grinding more now that I have finished Clair Obscure. To hell with the fridge, by the way. It's fun, and honestly, the story for Enfield is very fun. I love Chen. She is an idiot, but she's okay. When I say she's an idiot, I don't mean spitefully. I mean that she is the March 7th of this game. She is very much the, what is it? She is the silly creature of the Enfield trio. Go. I'm working on the pillars, by the way, Jess. Oh boy, there's a question. How do you feel about the Bishonen icon? I'm just imagining Javelers. Answer the question. Go. Listen, if Aerith is any indication, Sephiroth knows how to hit it from behind. Hey, look, it's the most reserved Sephiroth fan. And this part of the pillar next. Okay. Looking good. Ooh, Darth Chaos. Nice 10-stream watch streak. We are indeed true opposites. Oh no. Wait, Jab. I need to know. Why are you not a fan of Sephiroth? Picking Final Fantasy VII Min isn't fair. Okay, Prinny Barrett. Prinny and Javelin. Barrett. What do y'all think of Barrett? Go. Sephiroth is overrated. I will not be swayed otherwise. You only say that because Sephiroth was every single person who was either an anime-loving woman or a bisexual to sexually confused male. Like, everyone in that category in the 2000s had a thing for Sephiroth. They were like, oh, he's so pretty! He's so pretty! Wow, what an oh no. Oh no, is the husbando slander starting? Oh man, I am here for this slander. I'm here for this slander. Okay. Oni Siege, that's not even a fucking question. That's like 90% of my chat saying yes to that. Why do you hate hot men? Oh no. But yeah, no. Oni Siege, that is like smash or pass on easy mode, saying Astolfo. Because even the people who find Astolfo annoying would be like, yeah, so I want to put him in his place. Go. This is like bare minimum to be in Jinx's chat. You can't even say that because I love Haku, Envy, Alex, Louise Armstrong. I love this. This is great. However, we are coming up on a commercial break because we have been power washing for about an hour. So Jess and I are going to go on break real fast and rest up for the next shift of power washing. And we'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Those of you who might be new, I do take breaks at the top of every hour just to make sure you all don't miss out on any gameplay, and I get a chance to rest up and refresh and be ready to entertain y'all more. So you all sit tight, and we'll be right back after these messages. some fucking song, I swear. I was humming, I will have you know, absolute nonsense. There was no actual song to that. Like, not even joking. I was just like using the beat of the music and just like dun dun na 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 da da dun dun da da dun da 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 ba ba da bum ba da dun 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 dun. Man, lungs have a really low capacity, don't they? I'm gonna get this metal strip on this side. Just get bigger lungs? Oh, duh, of course. I can make them as big as I want to. Turns my torso into 80% lung. Dun 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 bum ba ba da ba da bum 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 ba da 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 bum 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 bum. Like, I'm just using the fucking what is it? I'm just using the tempo of this song to just bullshit another song into existence. Although I think it's got some influence from The Greatest Show on Earth, which is my favorite Creature Feature song. Welcome to the lower berth, the greatest show on earth. We appear without a sound, the darkest show around. Ass so wide it got its own Mass Effect field. Hell yeah. And before Ass Effect joke. That's actually a game series I would love to play on stream, Mass Effect. How am I doing? I'm doing great. Because I used to... what is it? I used to play Mass Effect, like, most of the games, like, if not the entire, like, 3-game series, about once a year with a, like, friend of mine, and we would basically do, like, little side-by-side playthroughs. And after a while, we kind of had our canon shepherds and our canon events for the entire series. And it was kind of neat. I liked it. You have friends? Yeah, I got I have I have several friends. I keep them all on a little list, and sometimes in jars. Something something in Soviet Russia slime jars you. Avocado. Yes, hard agree. All right. So I will say, in my younger years, Tali, wife. However, as time has gone on, I've realized I can't hog Tali to myself. I can't do that. Because Tali and Garrus are so fucking cute together. Oh my god, they're so fucking cute. And I gotta let my bro Garrus. I just gotta let him, you know, have some happiness, you know? Dude's had a lot of rough times in his life. Dude got blown up. Oh. And Tali deserves some happiness. Cute, drunk engineer lady. Emergency induction port. Wait, who's being a character? Get the vibe of a Gyaru. Let go, P1 for the homie Garrus. Lip smacks. Wait, what do you mean you're out of the will? All because Tali drunk made me really... Oh my god, yes. Drunk Tali is adorable. Like, how are you? I'm great. Oh, hello. Emergency induction port. See, this game, we can shoot each other all we want and not have to worry about reinforcements. The Citadel DLC was peak. Like, that is what a DLC for a game that is mostly serious should be. It's like your last big hurrah and just a fun time where even the big overarching mission that you're taking care of, like with the whole like clone thing, isn't serious. Like, it's serious, but it's not serious, if you know what I mean. Bum 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 ba-da-dum-bum. You're saying, hey, Stinky, guess what? Who's Stinky? Who's Stinky? I showered today, okay? 3 streak, oh my god, 3 stream streak, there we go. I said it right, I said it correctly. I have to draw you? Wait, you have to draw me? What do you mean you have to draw me? How Rex people's elbowed a fucking vehicle from a sec. Yeah! I fucking love Rex. Rex and Garrus are my bros. I love those two so much. And then, like, okay, and then I just love Grunt. Grunt is my idiot Chud son, and I love him so much. You an architect because, god damn it. I want to wait. Jinx, which is better, Argonian? I think you're trying to say Argonian or Khajiit. And I'm gonna say Khajiit simply because I am a fan of prequel, and Katia Manigan must be protected at all costs. We love Katia Manigan in this lab, and if you don't vibe with Katia, then I'm sorry, get out of the lab. We love that failure of a cat girl. What am I doing? I'm just like... She tries so hard. Oh, I will always remember prequel. I loved prequel. God, I miss webcomics. Like, I miss having my list of webcomics that once a week I would just go down the list and catch up on. But now the ones that are still going, I'm so far behind on, I almost don't want to take the time to get caught up on, because I know that it's just a fuck ton of reading. Oh, hard agree, Javelin. Thane deserves, like, some love. Thane just needs some tenderness and just someone to care about him. Nerd and Jock? Nerd and Jock is fun. But yeah, I used to have an entire folder of webcomics that I would just go down and, let's see, it was mainly when I was in college. And, let's see, some of the ones that stuck out, I, of course, had Dr. McNinja, prequel, what else? The Devil's Panties was one that my girlfriend at the time turned me on to that I really liked. Broken Plot Device was also good. I mean, I read VG Cats, but who didn't read VG Cats back in the day? Let's see. What are some other webcomics I read? I would just come across random webcomics and be like, I'm adding that to the list. I probably still have that list somewhere. Boxer Hockey, I read that. That was a really weird one. Gone with the Blast Wave was a really good one. The Devil's Panties. It's not porn, I swear. That was actually the tagline. It was great. Spinneret is also a webcomic that I really loved for a bit. I have several of the volumes of it, so... I don't know, I just feel like it got so hard to push webcomics that, I don't know, people just stopped doing them. Out of Placers is really good. And the Sprite comics like Bob and George. Bob and George, was that the Mega Man one? Where they used, it was mainly Mega Man 7 sprites for it? Yeah, I remember I read all of Bob and George. Holy crap. Really like Castle Swimmer. Not familiar with Castle Swimmer. Started reading one called Concession, but that one got really weird and I wasn't a fan of it. Remember what happened to the Escapists? Yeah, yeah, I was brought up here earlier, like a couple streams ago. And I kind of just had the opinion of, I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, sell your shit off, and you can't be responsible. No, sell your shit off, and you can't stop what's going to happen to it, especially when it comes to a name. Gay Shark Boy and Gay Fish Boy was really cute. Not familiar with that one. Oh, I also read a lot of Axe Cop. Axe Cop was good. I wonder, is Axe Cop still going on? Axe Cop? Okay. So, for anyone who might not be familiar with Axe Cop, it was a webcomic that was drawn by this guy who was a very talented artist, right? But he took the entire story, like he basically asked his kid brother, it's like, hey, I want you to write the story. I want you to write out entirely, like, what happens. Like, who's the main character? And, you know, of course, kid brother's like, Axe Cop, okay? You know, who is Axe Cop? He's a cop who uses an axe to chop off the bad guys' heads. It's like, okay, cool, we'll go with that. Who's his partner? Flute Cop. Okay, what does Flute Cop do? He plays a flute. Okay. And it's just, like, purely from the mind of this kid who is just coming up with the kind of stuff kids come up with. And it was really fun to read. I liked it. Part of me really wants to go back and get caught up on Two Kinds, but God, there is so much I would have to read. How do I unstuck my home? What? Never read Homestuck. That was one I missed out on. God, I used to like be into so many different artistic things back then. I would watch, oh God, I watched the Brackenwood Flash animations. Those were always really good. Nowadays, I wouldn't expect anyone to even remember Brackenwood. Oh. Anybody else read Exploitation? Wait, Exploitation now, that sounds familiar. That sounds really familiar. Started my first Baldur's Gate playthrough recently. Nice! I am in the process of doing a Baldur's Gate playthrough myself with Platt and Jess, and we're having a good time with it. Doing it off stream most of the time. Though, you never know, we might cold open with it one day. Just immediately pop in and be like, fuck you, we're playing Baldur's Gate! Are you near the end yet? We are in Act 3, so we are a good ways in. Exploitation now. I gotta... What was that? Main female was a porn star, and the main male was an anthro-moogle from Final Fantasy. That sounds weirdly familiar, but also not. I might just be thinking of Action League now. No, I was thinking of Exterminatus now. That was it. Exterminatus now was a weird one. Because it was the... What is it? It was set in a Warhammer 40k universe. But instead of... Oh, what is it? Instead of humanity and stuff, it was Mobians in a 40k setting. And it followed like the main characters were members of an inquisitorial squad that was just absolutely terrible at their job.
An ode to the Subway feast. Turkey, salami, cheese with roast beef, pepperoni and ham. Write this down, Chief. We got them all on freshly baked bread. The Subway feast, it's as big as my ass, I mean head.
Nice soup and pie. Kit tickled my Catholic brain. Oh, nice. I meant to click Jinx says. Fuck. Oh my god. Vanessa the Furry, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the lab newest test subject. Hope you enjoy your stay. I thought that was an ad, Lamau. Oh, still, that was great, soup and pie. I know that was a misclick, but that was still pretty funny. But did I do that entire box? Hold on. Good, it is all done. Okay, gonna work on the benches. I'm gonna actually work on the benches and, like, move to a... Oh, wait, did we run into music? Hold on. We did run into music. Let's do some LA Sunset. That one works. Perfect. God, this game is so satisfying. God, I remember, because the Subway Feast was a full-on sandwich, if I remember right. It was like, it was literally just everything. Like, all the cold cuts and everything on a single sandwich. Actually, no, I remember it was a thing, because I was working at Subway during the time the Feast was a thing. I hated making that thing, because you'd have someone who would come in and be like, yeah, I want a double meat feast, and we're like, it's already a double meat. What do you mean it's already double meat? Just double the meat. It's like, we can't double a double. Like, it's against the like, we can't ring it up. There we go. There we go. People would get really, really particular about their sandwiches, too. I do not miss working at Subway at all. Got me falling back to when I was huge into webcomics, especially the edgy ones. Remember Suicide for Hire? That sounds familiar as well. That might be one I've run into a few times. But yeah, for me, webcomics, like, the age of webcomics for me was back in the mid-late 2000s. And I found most of the webcomics that I would read through forums. Where you'd just be on a random forum and someone would be like, hey, what do you all think of this comic? And stuff like that. Oh, what was the other one? The one that Jolly Jack did. Frick. I can't remember the name of it. I read the crap out of that one. This is gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. Why can't I not remember? It was the main one, Jolly. Sequential art, that's it. I read the crap out of sequential art. I always thought the squirrels were cute. I mean, not that I'm a furry or anything, you know. I say, having already listed 2 kinds and a few other furry webcomics that I would read. App Web... Oh, no, this was before Webtoon. This was way before Webtoon. Back when you heard about most webcomics through word of mouth. Today I learned the VA of Squidward was Professor Membrane. That checks. I mean, Squidward, like, that voice is really just, like, getting completely and utterly nasally. Like, you just, you know, you put your entire voice up in your sinus cavity, just like, you know, it's like, okay, test subjects, today we're going to just be stupid as... I don't know, fuck. I never know what to say whenever I'm doing any sort of voice, so... SpongeBob, did you jizz in my clarinet? Or some, I don't know, fuck. Is this bench not done yet? Oh, this side. Look at the VA of Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. And look at all the... Well, yeah, no, like, okay. Watching that guy work is amazing. And it's funny because if you look at the VAs for Ed, Ed, and Eddie, they look like they kind of match, especially the VA for Eddie. Almost. No, Oni Siege. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Alright, what haven't I almost said what haven't I blown on this bench, but... Ezio is Sonic. Yeah, like, it's fun when you realize the kind of range that a lot of voice actors have. Because you get so used to seeing and hearing them in different roles. Or did that just flash and I didn't notice? Whatever. I feel like well, yeah, I mean... God, the first Sonic voice actor, I think, was Jaleel White. Or Urkel, for those of you who might not know his, you know... actual name. The Urkel. Man, Urkel was such a weird-ass character for a while. Because, like, he was, I don't know, like, it was the character that everyone knew of. Hear Adam Jensen whenever Elias Tofo talks. I never asked for this. God, I should play the Deus Ex games on stream at some point. I own all of them. And I enjoy most of them. I never play. Or I never. What is it? I've played the opening for Mankind Divided because I remember picking it up when it went on sale at one point. But then I didn't bother to really do much else with it aside from start it and be like, I'm not really in the mood for this right now. But I played the crap out of Human Revolution. I've played the original Deus Ex. I have, but I've never played through the sequel, so Deus Ex Invisible War. Although I hear from a lot of people that Invisible War was kind of a meh offering. That will be your balls. Oh, God. Monster Hunter World's commanders ruined any other character's voice by him for me. Oh, God. It is kind of funny how a lot of different voice actors will have that one voice where or the one role that they'll do, and then from then on, that's just them at that point. I think that's one of the reasons that I value, like, I think so highly of voice actors, where I remember the voice actor before I remember the role, if that makes sense. It's one of the reasons that I really liked, what was it, Shroud from Dispatch, because while yes, yeah, it was Matthew Mercer, it was very much one of those things of like, still, I remember the character, and it didn't just sound like Matthew Mercer just talking to me. Workout break? Oh, come on. Can't a slime do some power washing without having to work out? Alright, hold on. Let me finish this blob of gunk on the floor, and then we can get the workout redeem done. There we go. Let's see. I cannot hear Patrick Seats Jiren without thinking about Scorpion. What? Okay, so first and foremost, we got squats. For those of you who might not be familiar with my workout breaks, they are 10, 10, and 10. 10 squats, 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups. Not necessarily in that order, but most of the time they are. So let's get started with the squats, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, God. Hold on. I'm going to do something, just because... There we go. Figure, I mean, the gameplay's not doing anything. Okay. 8, 9, and 10. Next we got push-ups. Gonna go ahead and do those. And that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then we got our sit-ups. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Whew! Okay, give me a sec. We're good. Let's get back to it. How is Jess doing over there? Damn. You're a machine. See, I think this game does mess with my probably undiagnosed ADHD, where it's like I flit from one thing to the other. Jess is soulless like a machine. Why are you calling my wife soulless? There we go. Wait, what if I just whoop, 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 I love Jess. They are chaotic. Jess is wonderful. We support Jess here. Let's do this. Nope, that's not... Nope, nope, nope. Gotta go back to 15 degree. Was not a good idea. It did not work. It did not work. It did not work. It did not work. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. Okay. I'm a bitch. My name's Robert. Watching Fat Jelly. Where? Where's that Fat Jelly at? Oh yeah, hold on. Let me, bop. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to move myself out of the way. So y'all can see this premium pro power washing gameplay. And by pro power washing gameplay, I mean I'm okay at this game. But really, how can you be bad at Power Wash Simulator? Miss all that cleaning, you're gonna have to do it all. No! No! That's not how it works. It's clean now. That's what matters. I'm a bitch. My name's Robert. I'm a bitch whose name is Robert.
Lizard, 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 lizard,
lizard. Such a fucking bitch. I have no hopes, have no dreams, and a tiny little peen. God, I want to play through Dispatch again. Hey Jess, would you be up for watching another Dispatch playthrough? What do you mean, what the fuck? Dispatch was really fucking good. I was genuinely invested in stuff. Like most, if not all... No, actually, no, I was invested in that entire fucking game. That entire game was great. Although, honestly, the 3-hour Flambe Robert makeout scene smack dab in the middle of, like, one of the middle episodes really felt out of place. But I understand how the directors wanted to, like, you know, I guess put forth their artistic vision. It just felt really weird to suddenly, like, be confronted with that. You know, and it's unskippable, too. You can't really get past it because that's just how Dispatch plays. The singing? Yeah, no, it's from Dispatch. I also have to play the Walking Dead Telltale games, because I have those. I have the Borderlands Telltale games, which I hear are resoundingly okay. I hear they're not, you know, spectacular, but I hear they're serviceable as games. I have watched Jess play through a chunk of the Telltale Walking Dead, at least the beginning. It does very much hit of, hey, look at all these, like, decisions you have to make that there's not a good decision, there's not a bad decision, there's just your decision. And honestly, I feel like a lot of games should put you in that situation over a lot of the haha, you're good, haha, you're bad situations that they want to put you in. Because I feel like it's been done to death, the whole, well, I mean, alright. Sorry, what I was going to say I feel like it's been done to death is what I'm about to say. The fact that a lot of moral decisions in games are, do you want to be a decent person or do you want to kick a puppy? Do you want to do what a logical person would do or just be an evil, twisted fucking psychopath? For no other reason than you are being mean. And I don't know, it just... I think that's the reason I could never do an evil playthrough, because an evil playthrough in a lot of games is literally just inconvenience a bunch of people and be mean for very little actual benefit. Which... Odie... that is a very interesting question, and the answer is I'm not sure, because I was never that, like, the only DC franchise I really paid super close attention to was Batman growing up, because I loved Batman the Animated Series. I was much more of a Marvel kid. I loved Spider-Man and Iron Man. I always punch the reporter no matter what in Mass Effect. Listen, there are certain decisions in Mass Effect that it doesn't matter if you're doing a Paragon or Renegade playthrough. You have to make that decision. Specifically, pushing the one guy out the window when he's like, I have nothing further to say to you. It's like, you're there to kill them anyway, so you might as well be badass and cinematic about at least one of those kills. Go. I don't know why this music reminded me of the Proto Men. Where should we go? There we go. Muckingham Caldera? There's a caldera with a city in it? What? Oh yeah, no. Fuck Kai Ling. Fuck you, you needlessly edgy, OC. You know, I might add that to a poll, now that I think about it. Because I've been thinking about... Because I've got several single-player games that I want to play through on stream for y'all. And I think at this point, I really want to put a poll up and be like, hey, what do y'all want to see for the next single-player game I get my... I dip my tail into? Because I don't really have toes. Unless I want them. But I always have a tail. So yeah, I might start making a list and submit it for everyone, which, by the way, if I do submit any sort of poll, it will more than likely be on the Discord. So if any of you aren't on the Discord and you are interested in getting a little more involved And what I do, it's accessible via the ! Discord keyword that's been shared by the Nightbot. And it's a chill time. We hang out, we play games. I'm thinking about doing movie and or show nights at some point once life gets a little more settled down. And you also have the first notice whenever I go live or have the idea to do any sort of event or even put a poll up so that you all are involved in deciding what I play next on this stream. Here we go. Get rid of all that. There we go. Almost done with this little panel. Get over here and get some more. You bet your sweet bippy. Get that. God, the 15-degree fucks so hard. Scrungle, scrungle, scrungle. Okay, will this do it when I get the majority of this spot off, or am I going to have to go back and spot clean? I think I'm going to have to go back and spot clean once I get this cleaned over here. So I want to say, well, we've gotten a good amount of it. We haven't gotten enough to really count it as that entire panel, I don't think. Especially in places like up by the edge here. There we go. Okay, our next task is going to be this back wall here. Which that shouldn't take too long. We'll do up and down. How's that sound? A little bit of the old up and down.
Due to your poor spelling, you've accidentally summoned Stan from Gravity Falls.
Sweet! I'm down to hang out with Stan. Grunkle Stan's awesome. Honestly, Grunkle Stan is the kind of character that I would happily go and share a beer with. Dude's probably got some insane stories, even from when he was just running the Mystery Shack. Like, that dude always had a scam going. My understanding on the show was he's the better of the two. I wouldn't necessarily say better. He was... I wouldn't call Ford a prick. I would call Ford more of a... He was the stick in the mud to Stan's run it fast and loose. Oh, okay. Like, I heard, like, that's kind of the consensus I heard, Riki, is that, like, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of a why. What? 45 stream streak? Holy crap. Congratulations, Riki. And you know what? In return, you know what you can take? gonna work. In return, you can have this. But yeah, so it's more so the fact that Stan and Ford were opposites. Yeah! Hey, chat, you see that chinchilla right there? You should go follow that chinchilla because that chinchilla is really awesome. Longtime friend, good friend of the stream, and in general, really good content. If you like retro games, if you like Star Fox SNES vibes, and if you like just watching older games get played through by a goober that has a whole lot of fun redeems, go check out Riki Starchilla. Go. But yeah, so, what was it? Grunkle Stan was very much the always trying to scam people, always has a bit he's doing, always, like I said, fast and loose, plays life kind of easy, by the seat of his pants, right? Ford is the opposite in that he's always planning, he's much more research-focused, he wants to unravel the mysteries of Gravity Falls and everything like that, and he, just in general, never quite vibed with his brother's, you know, fast and easy way of life. So he tends to be a lot, he comes off as a lot more serious than Grunkle Stan does. But I would in no way say that Ford is a prick, because Ford does care. He's just got his own way of showing it. Grunkle Stan is someone putting on an act the entire time, struggling to keep himself together and continue his mission. Yeah, exactly. Like, Stan is very... Like, at the end of the day, Stan and Ford both love each other very much. They just have different ways of showing it. And neither one, I would say, is good or bad. It's just the fact that Stan never... what is it? I'm not going to say he never applied himself like Ford did, because I feel like he applied himself just in a different way. Ford is book smart. Like, okay, yeah. Perfect. Stan is a wisdom character. Ford is an intelligence character. Wisdom and charisma. That's what I would put, that's what I would give Grunkle Stan. Jeff Jefferson the 11th, or 12th, vote Jeff for 1984. I'll clean up Caldera City and beyond. I think these are some old-ass posters. But yeah, no, I like Stan. I like Ford. I like him for different reasons. I feel like Stan tends to get a bad... Like, alright, so they both get bad raps for different reasons. Stan gets a bad rap as the scammer character, and Ford gets a bad rap because he does come off as a stick in the mud. Yeah, pretty much. Ford's over here like, I want to probe the secrets of the universe and study everything that there is paranormal in the, you know, known world. And Stan is just like, yeah, no, I just want to enjoy life, find my brother, and, you know, scam a few people, maybe. I don't know. I'm in it. God damn it, Jess. Jess put her schlong on the fucking wall again. Where is she? To scale. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. There we go. Tell nobody, chat. You saw nothing. Go. Oni Siege, are you looking for a Skyrim mod? Because that sounds like a replacement for the Lusty Argonian Maid to me. Peanuts. My peanuts horts. Yes, I am trying to figure out the most efficient way to clean these lights, but I think it's just going to be back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, there we go. Is that mod? Oni, I feel like you mainly just post your intrusive thoughts into the chat. Because it like, okay, and I don't mean any offense. I'm amused by it because it comes off as Googling for boobies or something like that. Like, Googling fat, femboy boobies or something like that, you know? Go. And there. I just love that the second I made the joke about it like it sounded like a mod. It's just, is that a mod? Listen, it wouldn't be the weirdest mod somebody's made for Skyrim, by far. So I want to say somebody's actually programmed in a lusty Argonian maid. What happened in here? You know, just some... God, I don't even know. To be fair, this is about, like, the lights were covered and everything like that, but, you know, we got this half looking nice at least, right? Oh, wait, the ceiling. Shit. Hold on. Let's do that, and Wabushki. Gosh, I was on a call the other night, and some friends and I, including Riki and Xander, were watching a video that was just sounds every 90s kid should, like, remember. It was pure nostalgia bait, but, like, goddamn, there was some stuff in there, like the Reading Rainbow theme, and just like the cartoon intro for when they would do Cartoon Fridays. Just a whole bunch of stuff. The Crossfire commercial, that was also a big one. Crossfire, you'll get caught up in the crossfire. I feel like Crossfire was that one game from the 90s that every kid knew about and had seen the commercial for, but at the same time had no idea what the actual game was supposed to be like. Would you play a 40k themed D&D story? I mean, yeah, that sounds really cool. I've seen stuff like that done before. Stubby. There's that little lip right there that I think I'm gonna need to move the ladder for. Yep, there it is. Much better. Wrath and Glory, interesting. Because I know there's been at least reskins and things like that for it, but I've never officially looked into a, like, 40k tabletop dealio. But it was definitely one of those things, like, I'm not surprised that there is one. Because that makes too much sense not to have. Power washing 40k armors. Fun fact, there is actually a Warhammer 40k DLC for this game. Although you don't power wash a Space Marine. I always thought that was kind of weird. Oh, we have an ad break starting soon. Gonna get the ads going, and we'll be right back after these messages. And we're back, everyone. Hi. Sorry for the wait there. Was just sorting some stuff out on my end. But yeah, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to more power washing. We're at least going to probably finish up the subway here. And then probably going to pop off of Power Wash Sim just to save all of us some sanity. Not that, you know. Something I've actually been thinking about running is a Wrath and Glory game based off of Space Marines. Ooh. Or, I'm sorry, Space Maids. Blah. My brain immediately went to Space Marines. Power wash the sin off Jess if you can. Yeah, hold on. There, I'm removing sins. Bum, bum, bum. God, this music is so good to power wash, too. Although it is funny, back whenever I would power wash stuff as a kid, I would probably spend, God... Like, I would get in the zone, have my music playing, and of course, I had to be a little different. Alright, chat, I want you to guess, which MP3 player? Yeah, I'm cleaning it up, double stinky. I want y'all to guess, though, chat, what MP3 player do you think I would have had growing up? Or I guess not growing up, but, you know, when I could kind of choose my own MP3 player with my own money and all that stuff. What MP3 player? You had an original... No, I actually never had an original iPod. I did at one point have an iPod video, like the 5th gen one. However, my MP3 player of choice was a... Holy shit, we have a raid! Hello, everyone! Hi, Nikki. How was your stream? What did you get up to? And did you have a good time doing it? Did some comp rivals? I gotcha. Yeah, we're just power washing. Cleaning up some messes, becoming less stinky. You got dubs? Heck yeah, let's go! Yeah, hi, everyone. How are y'all doing? Let me do a little shout out here. Hey, chat, do you like, wide stoner goblins who are, you know, cute? Go check out, Gobbo Nikki right there. But yeah, glad to hear you got dubs. Sounds like you had a pretty good stream. And, yeah. Hello to Gobbo Nikki's chat and potential new test subjects. My name is Jelly Jinx. I'm a slime science VTuber. I play games, yell things, and right now I'm playing and mainly just vibing to Power Wash Simulator with my stream wife, Jess. And, yeah, we're hanging out, enjoying some, you know, synthwave and cleaning up messes. And Nikki, if you have to raid and run, I do understand. I know that raiding can take a lot out of you, but if you want to stick around, chill, you are all more than welcome. And I'll be happy to take care of these wonderful new test subjects you've dropped off in my lab. I'll be lurking? Heck yeah. You lurk, rest, recuperate, chill. Enjoy your evening, as you should. And I'll be here power washing. Now you're washing with power. You know, you gotta wonder whose idea, like, who first thought of a power washer? Like, hey, you know what's cool? A garden hose. You know what'd be cooler? If we had an engine force the water out even faster. And then through a small opening that could just scrape off the top layer of everything. Power washers are so cool. I want a power washer. I miss power washing. Whoever made Power Wash Simulator, I mean, like, we know who made Power Wash Simulator. We can just look up the maker, but whoever originally had the idea for it, just like, you know, what if we made a game where you power wash? That's genius. That's genius right there. God, remember the Real Men of Genius commercials? Those goofy things? Hello, I'm gonna say it right. My Caro the Noodle. Hello, my Caro. You came with Nikki apparently. Well, welcome on in. And I guess so everybody knows, so nobody gets flashbang whenever they see my full body. Boom! Hi, I'm Jelly Jinx. I'm a slime scientist. What's up? I got a very wide knowledge of many subjects when it comes to science. Obscene amounts of science here. Also, fat tails, fat thighs. We love it all here. Let's go. My Karu, but my works. Okay, sounds good. I will. Jelly Jinx will remember that. The Noodle Dalamia Vortuber. Oh, okay. Well, welcome on in. I'm just a normal science slime. Oh, my, thank you so much for following and welcome to the lab. Newest test subject. I hope you enjoy your stay. God damn it, Jess! Sorry, one thing about Power Wash Simulator is, with a giant rear. Yeah, I'd say it's an average amount of rear, right? You know, it's a completely average amount of rear and thighs and tail, right? Yeah, exactly. See, we're good here. Oh. We have fun here. I should really not be using the stubby. I need to be using the normal one. I'm actually being kind of dumb. Yes, we love giant rears. Giant rears, giant ears, fat tails. Bigness in general, it's just fun. I've always been a fan of bigness. But yeah, everyone, come on in, make yourselves comfy. We got plenty of slime, plenty of, I guess, accoutrements and whatever. What do you feed test subjects? I'm still trying to figure that one out. Their ASMR channel I watched called Kel VA, who video called 7 Deadly Sin. What? What the heck? Sorry, say one more time. Oh no, I was literally just mouth braining. That is 90% of what this channel is me mouth braining. The other 10% is me getting blown up or just having a generally good time in most video games. Based on what? Based on what? Oh. But yeah, we're just cleaning up messes. We cleaned up a Ferris wheel previously, and now we're cleaning up a subway station. I'm taking a good long time doing it too. There we go. Sorry, Jess, it no longer hurts when you pee. I had to remove it. There's just something therapeutic about power washing, I swear, on God. Just like watching the beam of water go back and forth and clean whatever it goes over is so nice. I love it. Ooh, test subjects. What if we had a power washer day where I gave each of you a power washer and you could just do whatever you wanted with it? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that liven up the lab just a little bit? Everyone gets a power washer? Most of my studies have indicated that humans do love power washers almost as much as I do. Water gun fight, exactly, see? Human test subjects are durable, aren't they? You all can take a power washer, right? Can I shoot someone with power washer? Sure, go ahead. To your heart's content. Just give that one the powered down power washer. Go. God, and it's just like really nice when you get that ding whenever it's like, oh, here we go. Hold on. Gotta just clean the back of this off, and then we get the top, and come on. Give me the ding. I need the dopamine. Yeah, there we go. Can I drink out of my power washer? Yeah, go ahead. Clamp your mouth right over the tip and just slurp away at that power washer. Nothing bad will happen if you try to drink out of the power washer. For the sake of Twitch, I must actually say please do not try to drink out of a power washer. This is a bad idea, and Jelly Jinx Labs Incorporated does not endorse the drinking out of a power washer. Unless you're made of slime, I guess. Like, I mean, I could drink out of a power washer all day and nothing bad would probably happen, but one of you solid fleshling types might not do too well if you try to drink out of a power washer. God, what's it like not being able to drink out of a power washer? That's weird. What if I just pull the trigger really slowly? I don't think that's how our power washer works, Soup and Pie. I don't think that's how it works. In fact, I think it's just kind of an on-off. You pull the trigger back a certain amount, and then boom, water beam in your mouth. Congratulations, you just tried to French a Pokemon, and it didn't work out. Okay, I'm going to try to use the... I need to try using this more, where you just lock the camera and then pan back and forth, because it's super nice. And I feel like it's nicer to watch whenever I do this, too, because you're not watching the camera jerk around while I'm, you know, being a goober. There we go. Although I feel like I need the longer nozzle. Hold on. Yeah, I need the longer nozzle. There. See, the government don't want you drinking out of that power washer. Government trying to keep me from drinking the yummy power washer water. Oh my god. I apologize in advance to anyone from Nikki's raid. I myself am somewhat of a goober, and listen, I've been in this lab too long to ascribe to anything but silliness. We appreciate and support silliness in this laboratory, and the silliness will continue until morale improves. Which, I mean, come on, how can your morale not be good? You're sitting here watching a fat-ass slime play with a power washer. The goddamn government. Cute gremlin. What do you mean, cute gremlin? I'm a gremlin of average attractiveness. I don't know. I will own up to that, though. I am the gooeyest of goobers. I'm a goober rock. Me over here. Hey, Jinx, what did you think you would be doing? I'm just a bear. It's funny to think about. It's like, what are some of my peers doing? Let's see, settling and I mean like IRL peers, right? Like not peers as a slime scientist, because most of my peers that existed in this lab are they're not around anymore. They don't go to this lab anymore. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But it's like most of my peers settling down, raising families, investing in their 401ks. I used to actually invest in my 401k a lot. But then I look at me and it's like, what do? I'm a slime girl who's 80% ass on the internet 4 times a week. And I'm happy to do it. Let's fucking go. That one right there, in the containment cell. We'll reassess your rights to walk the lab in, I'd say about 5 days. That sounds good. We will not Vaporeon post here. We are a classy laboratory establishment. There we go. There we go. We are the classiest of labs. We ascribe to great things and large amounts of science. Large amounts of science. We appreciate a very large, wide array of science in this lab. We love science. Go. I do love the difference in cleaning between Jess and I. Why is containment cell sticky? Because you were living in there for the last 5 days. Also something, Chat's mom and I had to use it last night. There we go. Just be like, sorry, Chat. I need to tell you. Your dad's out of the picture. I'm your new mommy daddy now. Boom, boom, bum, 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 bum. There we go. There we go. Me. I'm not clicker trained. Also me, whenever a fucking section gets cleaned off in Power Wash Simulator. Oh! Well, that's some good dopamine right there. Is it really clicker training if it's just cleaning stuff in Power Wash Simulator? There we go. Yes, yes it is. There we go. I'm just... Me needing my bro to get his KD up in War Thunder and clicker training him to get to get kills. Of course, that's just what most mechsploitation shit is, where it's like, ah, yes, this person is hooked into a mech and hardwired, so they receive a rush of dopamine whenever they get a kill, and it's like, yeah, okay, so I can clicker train my bro to play War Thunder as well. What else is new? There we go. Let's make it longer. That's better. Actually, let's do this. And there. Chat, would you clicker train the homies to play War Thunder? If it meant you could win more often. Me clicker training my bro to identify radiation. Oh no, don't get him around a Geiger counter. You know, you can just live out your favorite mech fantasies by clicker training yourself whenever you get a kill in Armored Core 6. Yes, and... Okay. I'm gonna go click... God damn it. Listen, chat, we just have an appreciation here for the finer things in life, such as clicker training the homies, alright? Speaking of, I wonder how Plap's doing. Think she's enjoying the movie? There we go. There we go! Okay, just gotta get that light fixture and the lip that it's sitting on. Where is the ladder? What did she go to see? That bitch is going to see Iron Lung right now. And I am so jealous right now. I just... I need to see Iron Lung. I need to see Iron Lung so bad. You have no idea. I love Markiplier so much. He is one of my favorite creators of all time and just an inspiration. And I need to see Iron Lung. Get an extension. Did I get the light? I got the light already. Yeah, I got the light. We're just gonna go ahead and lock it and rock it. Let's go. Mark should be in the next FNAF movie. I love that he was actually set up to be in the first one, but due to scheduling issues, because he was filming Iron Lung, he couldn't. Being completely honest, I am so glad Iron Lung has done as well as it has. Like, I feel like Markiplier is one of those cases where I very much feel we made the right person famous. That man is a treasure. There we go. Slowly yet surely, taking our time, cleaning this off. He's an incredibly good guy. Mark is one of those people that he did YouTube correctly. He got his bag, and then he went, hey, I've got money. I've got everything I could want. What do I do now? And then instead of just sitting back and coasting off the algorithm, he decided, hey, I'm a creator. I'm going to continue to be creative, and I'm going to continue making stuff. And I respect the fuck out of him for doing that. Because I know a lot of lesser people would have basically seen the amount of success he had and just been like, that's cool. What do I do so that I just lessen the effort that I put out? And instead of doing that, he literally just went, that's great. I can continue to put the same amount of effort, if not more, into what I'm doing now and make bigger and better stuff. And that's how we got A Heist with Markiplier. That's how we got In Space with Markiplier. That's how we got Unus Annus. And it's how we've gotten Iron Lung. Because he saw the success he got and then went, great, I can use this to do even more. And that is how you just... That's how you do being a creator, honestly. That's how I would hope that I would react if I ever had any sort of success whenever it came to streaming. I would just want to push that into doing more with it and being more creative and taking, like, if I could do this full time, right? You bet your ass I would be investing all of my time into making this the most kick-ass stream on all of Twitch. I would be learning video editing. I would be learning just everything I could possibly learn in order to try to make this production as great as possible. Because you all deserve that. You all deserve a creator who cares. Like, seriously. You all deserve great entertainment. Not this half-baked crap that you see nowadays where it's like, how can I chase an algorithm and get as much money in the short term as possible? There we go. Army Village is one for Lady T's. It is very funny, yes. Top 10 tips for being a... by Markiplier. See, if anybody put out a top 10 video, like, if anybody else put out a video of like, hey, here's how to be a good content creator, if anybody else did that, if Matt Pat did that, or if anybody else, then I'd be like, all right, I'm not, you've lost my interest with this. Mark did it, I'd be like, cool, this feels like a, like, from him, I bet it would be like a genuine, like, hey, I want to see other content creators succeed. Because he just gives off that vibe. But yeah. Again, the kind of content creator I would want to be. I would want to be that person that once I got my bag, I would want to get everyone else to get their bag as well. I'd want to, like, grab all of my friends by the scruffs of their neck and just pull them up to my level. Because, I don't know, people deserve to see success when they're passionate about things. They deserve that happiness. You, chat... If you've got a project you're working on, you deserve that happiness. You deserve to succeed at the things that you're working on. And I truly believe that. if you're trying to get good at drawing, if you're trying to get good at editing, music creation, whatever you're trying to do well at and succeed at and learn, I hope that you see success with that. Seriously, you all deserve that. And I hope you all never lose the drive to keep trying to be good at it. Because I can say from experience, losing that drive to work on something and improve yourself hurts so bad. Like, I was talking about it earlier today, where I hate the fact that I gave up art for about 10 years and just didn't make anything. And because I did that, I atrophied as an artist. I stopped being able to create as well as I used to. And I regret it, honestly. And now I'm at a point where I'm trying to get back to it, but it's hard. It's really hard to get back into something that you were doing previously for your life. Like, your entire life. Because, I mean, I was drawing and making things pretty much constantly from the time that I was a kid. And I stopped doing that after a while, and I regret it big time. Make a video together. Honestly, my problem is just that I don't feel as if I have ambition to try and be creative. And that's fine. Creativity might not always be something that's hitting you. Sometimes you might just be in a slump. And in times like that, if you still want to be creative, if you still want to try to make something out of things, then my only advice is immerse yourself in the creativity of others when you can't be creative yourself. That's what I tend to do whenever I, when I'm writing, right? Because I do writing on the side. And when I'm writing, if I run into a point where I'm completely just hitting a writer's block, right? I can't do anything. Then I will sit there and just be like, cool, I'm going to go read other stuff. I'm going to read stuff that other people have been making. Or I'm going to talk to people about stories they're writing. And in doing so, I re-inspire myself to enjoy that process of writing again. And it's the same with drawing. If I am in a slump with drawing, and nowadays it's, less because I'm still trying to, get back to the point where I can just draw regularly. But back whenever I was drawing constantly, if I was ever in a slump, I would go and watch other people draw. And in doing so, I would enrich myself and make myself realize, hey, I can fucking draw. I can do this shit. Let's go. Or I would, see a new technique and be like, oh, so that's a good way to render that or draw that or make that. And it would keep me going. So, I don't know, art should never, ever be a purely solitary endeavor, I feel. Art should be a social endeavor in which, and it's not necessarily, oh, you have to go out and be social. It should be something where you see what your fellow artists are doing and let it inspire and help you grow as an artist. And I believe anyone can do that. Doesn't matter your skill level. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. Anyone can improve if they take the time just to watch and learn. And it's wonderful to watch people actually improve like that. To see somebody go from, doodling silly little sketches and things like that to being able to make full-on compositions it makes me happy. It makes me happy in a way that I don't get from a lot of stuff. I love seeing people excel and do well and just see their dreams realized, honestly. It's one of those things, if I was rich, right? If I had all the money for anything I could ever want, I need to become more confident. Yes, you do. You do. Sketching is perfectly okay. Sketching needs to happen so that you can just freeform yourself into being good at drawing. The way I look at it is, I can't get into... All right. So I do HEMA. And with HEMA, there's a fair amount of practice. But the thing is, if all you're doing is practicing and then fighting, you're gonna kind of be shit at it. You need that time to bullshit around and just spar. And so the you know, the times that I got better at a longsword was whenever I would just walk up to my roommate and be like, hey, you want to go out in the front yard and just hit each other with sticks? And we'd go grab our longswords and fight in the front yard and make the neighbors wonder about us or just, you know, get entertained by us. But I would see real improvement in what I was doing because I was taking that time to just bullshit around. Wish I had a pad for digital, something to draw without using paper. Yeah, I can understand that. But I mean, the best thing you can do for yourself if you don't have any sort of digital means of drawing, just get a notebook. Get a sketchbook. And just doodle in that for a bit until you can get some sort of digital pad that you can draw on. I feel like I'm wasting my potential with that because I have a full-on screened drawing tablet that I haven't fired up and used in months, and I need to get down and put my face into that thing and just really just crank out some artwork. I really got to do some stuff with that. I got to learn. That's my biggest thing. I got to learn how to draw again. Because while I can draw, while I can sketch and doodle and all that stuff physically, digitally, oh, I am shit. I am so shit at digital art right now. And I need to focus on... Honestly, I need to stick with it. That's my biggest thing. My biggest problem always comes down to the fact that I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to draw. And then I might draw for that day. I might draw for that day and then the day after. But then I will eventually fall off that momentum and just stop. Whereas whenever I was younger, when I was in college and everything, I would hit that momentum and just stay on it for weeks, if not months at a time. And I really want to get back to that point where I can keep that momentum when it comes to art. Because I truly think I can do it. It's just a matter of sitting my fat ass down and doing it, you know? So, I don't know. Because, like, I've got sketchbooks and sketchbooks of stuff sitting behind me of just things. Like, I would just be sitting there while I was waiting on something and just draw. And it wouldn't be for anything in particular. It wouldn't be for a composition. It would be just like, hey, I've got funny little ideas. I want to get those ideas out onto paper. And I feel like after a while I got too self-conscious. Like, it felt like it feels now, like anytime I pick up the drawing tablet or a drawing book or anything like that, it needs to be for a full-on composition that I'm starting. And the problem with that is that I can't do that. I can't think like that and still be a productive artist. And I feel like nobody can do that. Because if every time you pick up an implement to make art, and it's only to make a full composition, you're kind of only hurting yourself. Because you're being like, okay, everything I make has to be super, super serious, and I can't just bullshit and have fun with my art. And it's one of the reasons that I've been trying to get more casual about it. It's one of the reasons I've tried to start doodling more and taking myself less seriously. And just, if I get a funny idea, like, you know, drawing a friend with a silly expression or something like that, I want to be able to just do that. And it's been nice trying to force myself back into that habit, but it's also been hard. It's also been one of those things where I feel like sometimes I'm trying too hard to be an artist. I feel like sometimes I'm trying too hard to make art happen when it should just flow like it used to. And it's a learning process. I'm learning where my niche is whenever it comes to making art again. And in some ways it's exciting, in other ways it's terrifying, in some ways I feel like I still don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like no artist ever truly feels like they know what they're doing 100%. Because you can have artists that can sit there and be like, oh, well, this is the objectively right way to draw human anatomy. But if they're doing that, then 90% of the time, it's only because some professor told them that. And they're not actually concerned with drawing a human correctly. Or drawing a human... not necessarily correctly, but in a way... They're not concerned with being an artist. They're concerned with being someone who wants to document the correct form every single time. And art isn't about being correct all the time. Art's about being wrong a lot of the time. Art's about being silly and experimental and not trying to be super amazing and serious all the time. Art's about just expressing. And I never want to be one of those artists that will sit there and just go like, yeah, you know, this is the only way to do this. Because there's never just one way to do something whenever it comes to art. I'm not going to say that for everything, but when it comes to art, there are a myriad ways to do different things. And I feel like if people can just loosen up and enjoy what they do before trying to do it correctly, then I feel like we'd have a lot more people who are happy making art. We as artists have realized that there's no true correct way to start drawing the human body because everyone figures out their own way to start doing it. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, your way of drawing it may change as time goes on. You might sit there and be like, okay, initially, this is how I was drawing the human body. However, I've since run into a method that I like a lot more, and I think I'm going to start doing that more. And in doing so, your art changes and evolves and grows, which is what it's supposed to do. You know, we as humans aren't supposed to be stagnant. Well, you as humans, me as a slime girl. I'm very fluid in most things I do. But, no, people aren't supposed to be stagnant. People are supposed to learn and grow and improve themselves as time goes on. And that improvement doesn't always feel like improvement. Sometimes it feels like you're just bullshitting around until something feels right. And I feel like a lot more people need to be okay with the bullshit phase until they can get to a phase where they feel like they're not bullshitting anymore. Jelly always wobbling, always growing. Exactly. But no, in all seriousness, never be afraid to grow. Never be afraid to try new things. Never be afraid to step out of that comfort zone of going, well, you know, I always start by throwing out a human figure by, I don't know, I draw a head and then I make a spine and then I draw the same wire form every single time whenever I'm making a person. Don't be afraid to mix that up and say, okay, well, what if I started with the chest? What if I drew the ribcage first and then built out from there? What if I roughly posed the arms before I did anything else? What if I changed things up? What if I made an entire face and then tacked a body onto it? What if I made, you know, the legs first? It all comes down to practicing and messing with it until you land on something that feels right. And that rightness may change from time to time. Sometimes that rightness goes from being, you know, hey, this 100% feels like what I need to be doing, to, well, maybe doing it the opposite way is better. There are people that start even at exactly. Gosh, I have seen some amazing, amazing art thrown together. One of my friends, he does this amazing method where he sits down with a brush and not even, like, doesn't do an outline, right? He will do just the meat of a drawing. He will use a fully filled in brush to sculpt out the figure and what it's supposed to be doing. And then, only then, will he be like, okay, cool, so I'm going to edit this a little bit, and then I'm going to put an outline around what I've sculpted. And I've watched him put a figure together, and it's amazing to watch, and I love watching him work. Oh my god, do I love watching him work. But I guess the thing is, like, I want to never be afraid to try new things whenever it comes to art. Because that was one thing that I honestly miss about college. I was never afraid to try something new. You know, opportunity to take an oil painting class, you bet your ass I was in there. Opportunity to learn sculpting with clay, oh yeah, let's go. Opportunity to learn an entirely new medium that I've never messed with before, gimme, I'll try it out. Experimental sculpture, I'm there for it. Drawing, yeah. Digital drawing, yeah. Graphic design, yeah, gimme. I was inhaling every sort of type of art just because the act of creating felt good. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back to the point where creating feels good. Where I'm just creating for the sake of creating. Because I feel like that's the only... I feel like creating for the sake of creating is where you get your best work. I feel that's where you get your best artwork. And because I fell away from it, my art suffered. And I don't want to be floundering around like I have for the last couple of years, going like, oh, I just wish I could be better at art. I just wish I could be better at art. I just want to sit down, shut the fuck up, and actually get better at art. I just want to sit down and be like, hey, drawing digitally. I don't want to see, you know, I don't want to, like, because, all right, the problem I would get into is I'd be like, okay, I'm going to try digital drawing. And then I would sit there and agonize over, okay, well, what's the right brush size to use? What's the right canvas size to use? Instead, I want to be like, hey, what feels good for me to use? What works for me to use? And from there, just do it. And then from there, just try new things until I have a workflow that works for me. And then once I have that workflow, then I can just be happy and make art and just keep making stuff. Because that's what's important to me, you know? That's better. Because, like, I don't know, like, I used to open a, like, I used to get super experimental with, like, okay, what if I just did my next picture? What if I did it low resolution? What if I did it incredibly high resolution to where you can't even see the pixels anymore? What if I, you know, like, I would just be like, hey, what if I only used this range of brush sizes? What if I only used, I would just, I don't know, I would just play. That's the best word for it. I would play whenever it came to making art. And I feel like artists need to play more. So, I don't know. Don't be afraid to just be silly and play whenever it comes to making art. Because unfortunately, I got to a point where I was afraid to play. And it hurt me as an artist. Cool. I think the roof in the central area is done. Cool, we just got down here to do. Sleep well, Oni Siege. Okay, we just got the railway, and then we should be done. Actually, wait, hold on. If I just do... Yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking with grease. I feel like we're getting into the area that Jess has done for this this rail. Nope, we're back to... Okay, now we get over here. Yeah, look at that. The grease comes right off, chat. I don't even know if that's grease or not. I'm just gonna assume dirt. Dirt and grease. Oh shit, I turned it off. There we go. Also, chat, excited for the new Star Rail character, Sparksy. The brat taming is real. We tame brats here, sir. Oh, come on. Gotta be done soon. Gotta be done soon. Come on. Yeah, chat, just don't be afraid to be creative. Don't be afraid to try new things and just mess around. Heck, I even got into a little bit of 3D modeling whenever I was in college, just because I got curious about it, and I was like, yeah, how the fuck do I do that? How do I try that out? I think that's honestly what I miss the most, though. Just being unafraid to try new things, because that like everything I made didn't have to be purely sellable, if that makes sense. Because you do get into a mindset after a while of everything I make has to be a product. It has to be sellable. It has to be something that people are going to want to pay money for. And honestly, that's no way to be an artist. I mean, some people can, like, you know, you can kind of get away with, like, being a graphic designer that way, but I don't think you can truthfully be an artist if that's how you're making art. Let's get down here. Yeah, there we go. We're getting all this algae up off the floor. Fun fact, that's probably the majority of what the green stuff is. Because I would think down in a subway, it would be kind of a darker, wet... Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be algae, because algae is photosynthetic. So I guess it'd be mainly moss and mold, maybe? I don't know. Mildew? There we go. Focus it down. Focus it down a bit. Platform ceilings. Wait, I got all the ceilings, didn't I? Hold on. Which ceiling are we missing? Oh, here. Got it. Better. Actually, wait, can I widen the nozzle out maybe to a 25? Ooh, okay, the 25 cuts a bit. Okay, alright, I see you, 25. I swear, Muckingham has lower gravity than the rest of the planet, and I don't know why. Yeah, look at that just coming right up, chat. Oh shit, we hit the 3-hour mark. Alright, chat, well, we have hit the 3-hour mark, meaning that we need to go on break real fast just to get some ads out of the way. So, we're gonna do that real fast, and we will be right back after these massages. And we're back. Hi, everyone. We are just about finished with this nonsense. And by nonsense, I mean, the subway, I guess. Okay, working on this bar. I don't know. I feel like by the time I reach the end here, Jess is gonna reach her end and it's gonna like just ding. And then you'll kiss each other. Yeah, probably. And then they kissed. Reminds me of that one bird that... Yeah, we did it! Alright, let's see the time lapse. We definitely went from one end to the other. Or one side to the other. Woo! I just want to take a look at the next level. And then we can... The fortune teller's wagon. I just want to look at it. I just want to look at it. Oh, okay. Well, so it doesn't look too bad, thankfully. Okay. I immediately hear Jess go to work on the sign. The Uncanny Franny. Water divination. Chad, how do you feel about the Uncanny Franny? Do we get the top? Better than Herbert the Pervert. True. Okay. I got the ball. I'm gonna take care of the ball. Yo, what if you like stared into this crystal ball and then it like transported you into a little world that you could power wash the inside of? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Although I will say, Oh, Kudo108, thank you so much for the follow, and thank you, I can't talk tonight. Welcome to the lab newest test subject. I hope you enjoy your stay. Chat, this is a reminder to wash your balls. Yeah, wash your balls, chat. Thick thighs save lives is looking like a hot damn. You know, we might have some thick thighs here. We might have some thick thighs here. Although I will say, I do need to bitch about one thing. This is improper storage of a crystal ball. You never want to store a crystal ball like this. Just out in the open. And it's for one very, very specific reason. Or actually, chat. Yeah, exactly. Right there, Soup and Pie. Soup and Pie knows what they're talking about. Because you leave a crystal ball out like this, it's all well and good right now, but the second that afternoon or morning sun hits it, and it's angled through it, it turns into a magnifying lens. And it's going to burn a hole in whatever is on the other side of it. Hi, I'm Translady, and I like to draw and make music. Heck yeah! Welcome on in. I, too, am Translady, and I play games and yell things. Maybe draw every now and then, but... mainly, I just shitpost on the internet. Oh. And power wash, because power washing is awesome. We love power washing. There's is it. Love to see your doodles. I want to do more drawing streams. I need to do more drawing streams. It's been a while since I've actually done a drawing stream, so I may give that another shot. Because I used to do them somewhat often, not super often, but often enough. So might be about time for those drawing streams to make a comeback. I haven't heard a ding this entire time I've been washing this ball or the thing on it, so I'm a little concerned. Gato in ball. Okay. Unless I put another crystal balls can't catch fire. No. The ball itself can't catch fire. It's the fact that the ball is a magnifying lens, and it will refract sunlight through it. And basically, depending on the distance it is from something else, it can focus the sun down into a point and cause a fire. Do you use Blue Sky? Yes, I do. Should just be Jelly Jinx on there. Oh, the cards themselves. There we go. I need to like go through my links and update them because I do have a link tree, and that link tree does have all of my social medias, including my Blue Sky, my YouTube, and all that other fun stuff. So well, the Blue Sky is mainly just my when I go live type thing. However, I should start uploading drawings and things like that to it, shouldn't I? It's not a very exciting Blue Sky right now. But, welcome on in. Glad you're here. Go. What about the backs? Oh, okay. Yeah, get the sides. I sense you're someone who used to be wishy-washy, always flitting from one thing to another. Let's see. Jinx, can you use your ass cheeks like a magnifying lens and light shit on fire? I am not that clarified of a slime, unfortunately. I'm not a glass slime. I am very Orpal. If you've ever seen The Blob, very similar to that, only a little, I guess, less dirty looking, I don't know what the best way to put it is. The Blob always had that cloudy, there's stuff floating in it look. Aw, thank you, Kudo. And I'll be sure to give you a checking out when I am able to. Go. Rib roof cleaned. Perfect. Let's see if I can get the entire front of this thing. Wait, hold on. The blob looked like vomit that was... If yours was purple, I don't know what you were eating. Of course, the blob, I guess, was more of like a pinkish purple, wasn't it? Like a pale magenta, almost. That little bit there. Get in the corners. I wonder why the door's not cleaning. Hold on. Maybe it's... Ah, it's the top here. Franny, you dirty woman. There we go. Oh, that's awesome, Kudo. I'm somewhat of a VTuber myself. I do a little bit of VTubing. Alright, let's get out of the... Okay, better. Somewhat of a scientist myself. Remember, chat, clean your balls. Oh, nice. I unfortunately have to take streaming seriously right now because I am currently searching for new employment. So right now streaming is kind of my big thing I've got going on right now for any sort of income. So hey, you know, I'm making what I've got work for me, you know? We all got to do the best we can with what we have, and this is what I have right now. So hey, you know. Apparently, I'm decent at it, I guess. I can yap for 4 hours straight. There we go. Suddenly, you feel this need to wash away the sins and malaise of the unfortunate. Oh my god. Do you enjoy streaming? I do, actually. Streaming, for me, is kind of my... Like, I relax when I do this, because I can literally just hang out, chat, yap for a while. Usually I've got an amazing friend like Jess here on with me, and I just get to, I don't know, be a goober. No pun intended. But yeah, no, I enjoy streaming. I think it's fun. I've been doing this for, gosh, well over 6 years at this point. So, if I don't enjoy it, I'm probably, I need to, you know, find something new to do if I've been doing it for that long, right? But no, I genuinely do enjoy this. I like hanging out. I like talking with my test subjects. I like planning out fun things to do with them and for them, and it's just a good time all around. Oh yeah, I've definitely met a lot of people through streaming. It's been nice. And it's nice once you get like a little community built up around yourself. Get these stairs here. Hit that. Do you use Discord? Yes, I actually have a Discord for my test subjects that you can find by typing in !Discord, and it's a nice place. It's a little community for my test subjects to hang out, possibly get to, you know, chat with me a little bit whenever I am able to have the bandwidth to, and it's nice. Bum, 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 bum. Get these stairs too. Yeah, there we go. Get them all cleaned off. I need to actually switch to... There we go. Switch to aiming mode. This like camera lock mode. Aww. Well, if you ever feel like if you ever have the bandwidth free up and you want to check out a new server, mine is always open to any new test subjects who'd like to join and check it out. But yeah, this aiming mode where you lock your camera reminds me of a lot of old N64 games, where you'd have like your move around mode, which was most of the time tank control, so it's like forward, turn, but then you could switch it into aiming mode because you didn't, I am Unfortunately, at this point, whenever it comes to friends on Discord, I really need to kind of get to know someone before I'm able to accept a friend request from them, just because of the fact that I do tend to have very limited bandwidth between all the different projects that I am working on. I do appreciate the ask, though. There we go. Yep. Not to be, a stick in the mud or, be bitchy about it or elitist. It's just one of those things where I tend to have a lot of kettles on the stove at any one point, and sadly, I can't always give. I can't always give just everyone the amount of time that I wish I could. So when it comes to random friend requests, I'm sadly not able to accept them, but... And I know it's not entirely random, I know you're talking on here, but it's when it comes to, I guess, new friends, I really prefer to friend people that I've gotten to know a little bit, you know? So are you on HRT? I've been on HRT for about, 8 years at this point, so... Transitioned a while ago. There we go. Nice. Let's see if I can get the rest of this. And I want to switch to the long extension. Wow. And we'll hit up this too. Perfect. And... Transition from what? You're still gay. I know, right? Jess, I'm sorry. I need to tell you. I'm homosex. I am the homosex. Just immediately stops power washing. That's pretty icky. You would know. Oh. I transitioned from gay to extremely gay. I mean, I transitioned when I was 30, and I'd say I turned out decent, so... Anyone who gives you that crap about just like, oh, there's an age where you just can't do it anymore, there's usually talking shit, so... Okay. Oh, I gotta sit up. There we go. Better. So you're 38, noted. You're sharp. And yeah. My age is no secret. I am used to, I guess, being considered a hag at this point. But it's okay, hags are in, right? We love hags here. It's definitely one of those things that you don't think about getting into VTubing, because, whenever I got into it, I realized very quickly that a lot of my peers were, well, what's the best way to put this? Not in my age bracket. I would sit there and just be like, hey, we'd be hanging out, chatting, and GILF? No, I will take MILF, but not GILF, okay? But no, we'd be sitting there chatting, and gosh, I'll never forget the very first time I had one of those moments was we're sitting there talking, hanging out, all that fun stuff, and we got on the subject of the first game we ever played. And for me, the first video game I ever played was the original Doom. In 1993 is whenever I played it. And so, but, you know, I mentioned, it's like, yeah, no, Doom was my first game. It's like, oh, cool, so, like, Doom 3, or, you know, was it more recent with, like, Doom 2016 or something like that? And I'm like, no, like, original Doom. It's like, oh, did you play it on an emulator? Like, you know, that's cool that you get to play, like, a retro game for your first thing. It's like, no, I played it when it was new. Excuse me, what? And then from there came the whole conversation wherein it turns out that a lot of my streaming peers tend to be in their early to mid to, at the most, late 20s, and I decidedly was not in that age bracket. I got called grandma pretty quickly. I will take mom, but I won't take grandma. So I'm definitely... I can't deny it. I can deny it no longer. I am MILF. Although, I will say, like, because people are very quick to call me a MILF, but... I think the more appropriate term is cougar. More of an aunt. Yeah, exactly. If anything, you could at least be called mommy. Listen. I get called mommy a lot, okay? It's fine. Mama slime. But yeah, no. Because I will always stand by the fact that I am definitely... Because I don't have kids, I am very much cougar, not MILF. Just because of the fact that, yeah, I don't have kids. I'm not planning on having kids at this point, you know? I mean, if I do, that's cool and all, but, you know, right now, it's not in the cards. Heck, I'm not even dating right now. I adopted a twink. His mom was a... Wow. Important question. What you got? Lay it on me. Do it jiggle. Kudo. 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 Do it look like it jiggle. Because yes, it don't stop jiggling. Go. Ooh. Jelly not only jiggle it yeah, exactly. I mean, really, it's hard to stop jiggling when you don't have bones, so it's kind of a problem, really. I can't. I'm chronically jiggling. I'm terminally jiggling. I'm Jiggle Billy. Commence the jiggling. I got the night vision goggles. Okay, let's see. Maximum jiggle physics. Yeah, exactly. So you get it. You get it. God, a fucking Jiggle Billy version of me would be hilarious. Jiggle Janks. Yeah, exactly. Commence the jiggling. I got my night vision goggles for nighttime jiggling. God, what was Aqua Teen Hunger Force besides a masterpiece? That show is probably responsible for like 90% of my brain rot. High School of the Dead jiggle physics. Oh my god. You know, I've never watched High School of the Dead. I did, however, watch I guess you could call it a documentary on High School of the Dead, thanks to Jess. She sent me down and, put me through it. It seemed like an interesting show. Interesting being in massive, what is it? Massive quotation marks? Points? Whatever. Massive quotations. We'll go with that. The interesting being in massive quotations. There we go. It was a water. God, now I'm just thinking about, like, GLaDOS quotes. Why won't you register as clean? Be clean! There we go. But yeah, no. Never, like, because, I don't know, anime is an interesting subject for me because, as a lot of my friends will attest, I have not seen a lot of anime. But I did, and... You having fun, Jess? While I haven't watched a lot... Oh, one second, I'm moving my mic. There we go, better. So I made it obvious I'm into jiggle booty, but I'm also into jiggle belly. Nice. But, no, like, it's kind of funny, though, because while I have not watched a ton of anime, I am a fan of anime. I like it. It's fun. It's neat. But I haven't watched a lot of it. I will say that thanks to friends like Jess, I have watched a lot that I probably wouldn't have touched or even thought to watch, so, yeah, it's nice. Okay, good. Got those. What needs to... Oh, God, we have so much. Like, oh, the chimney is 99% done. Wait, is that the chimney? The fuck? Did you make your model yourself? This was actually done by a friend. I am at the point, though, where I am attempting to locate an artist to do another one for me. This time, I'm looking to do a full-on live 2D model, which I think is going to be really neat because the one thing that you all don't get to see is I tend to be very animate when I'm streaming. Like, I'm bobbing around, I'm being a goober, I'm making all kinds of expressions, and you all don't get to see that whenever I'm just locked behind a 2D avatar. So I'm hoping that I can at least get that done, you know, early to mid this year. And we'll be, oh, and of course, we're approaching mid, so probably mid this year. And then y'all will get to see a livelier, more jigglier version of me. How's that sound? Y'all excited? I'm excited. Imagine the sloshing sounds. Exactly! Sloshing's awesome. We support sloshing here. Okay, Wormst is the fucking... hold on. There's gotta be something I'm missing with this crystal ball, because it looks clean as fuckumky. Hold on, let me get in here. Are you... Reveal your secrets. Why are you not clean? Kitty cat. Look at the cat. Cat. What if I just, like, get on top of it and, like, fall into it? What if I just fell into the crystal ball? Hold on. I'm gonna hit with glass cleaner. Glass cleaner. There we go. That's better. Had to hit it. 15, and what else is next? Entry corbels. The fuck is a corbel? Are these corbels? Oh, those are corbels. That's interesting. Corbel, my man. Ruby Rod was one of the best parts of the Fifth Element. Prove me wrong. There we go. That's better. Entry platform. Okay, so this part needs to be... Okay, hold on. I bet you anything it's underneath it. I bet you anything there is contamination underneath it. There's always... There we go, better. I'm just going down the list at this point. Fortune sign. Fortune sign. Oh, the top bit there. Corbel Dallas is my favorite sci-fi character ever. There we go. Next we have posts. Go up it, then go down it. You gotta use the extra long. Yeah. That's one, and we gotta get more music. I just realized the music stopped. No. We'll do this one. Get more synthwave going. I have a problem, and that problem is I don't have enough synthwave in my life. There we go. Roof decorative trims. Yeah, we love slosh here. We love slosh, wobble, jiggle, squish, all that fun stuff. And we have 2 more decorative trims to take care of. Let me switch down to this. Get a little closer. Plap, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
How are y'all? I'm good. Good. Movie was good.
How was cheating on us with Iron Lung?
Well, now it was bad.
Oh no.
Now it's bad. Now I feel bad.
No, you didn't cheat on us. You're fine. How was Iron Lung?
It felt like infidelity.
Shut the fuck up, you fat ass.
Felt like infidelity. I'll never support the little guy again in the box office.
Oh my god! See what I have to put up with, chat? Is it any wonder I am the way I am, chat?
Chat. What?
Huh?
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now.
From Goof Whining?
Yeah! You didn't see my status?
If y'all are in here, I just figure you're not. Hold on.
Love the BIM deer.
Hi everybody. Wow, they heard unfiltered me for a second.
Oh my god. They heard you making me feel utterly horrible. Yeah, we're playing some Power Wash Simulator right now.
Nice. Well then, I will be very constrained in my review, but Iron Lung was really fun.
Nice.
It was a good vibe. By a good vibe, I mean horrible, awful vibe.
Mm-hmm. Good.
It freaked me out because it managed to hit my specific type of trigger for specific types of horror.
Ooh.
It's probably I saw it with 2 other people. It did not trigger the same thing for them, but it just, oh my god, like there's a moment I think back on it, I'm like
where
it was cool seeing Markiplier it was cool seeing Markiplier like in a walk-in closet for 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
If you're cool with that, then I guess it's a good time.
I mean, Phone Booth was a kick-ass movie, and that was just, what was it, Colin Farrell in a phone booth for almost 2 hours.
It was a good time. Obviously, I was like, that game's like, less than an hour, and there's maybe like 3 minutes of plot to it. So I was like, I'm really curious how they're gonna do this. They did a lot. The story writing, it's all right. But the acting and like the production value and what they put into it was really good.
Nice.
It was so the story was better than I was expecting, frankly, for what it was.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
In and of itself, Iron Lung, unless you go digging for the hidden files and stuff in the computer, you really don't get a lot of story.
Yeah, seeing this, you get I think this is like the one. This is the one part of the review that's critical. I think they give you like a weird amount of information.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, like they give you like a weird amount of backstory and side story and like a few different things.
Uh-huh.
And I'm guessing it's supposed to keep you on your toes and guessing if you don't know the story. Like they definitely expand it, but there's some stuff where like it ends and it's like, well, some of that stuff had no bearing.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I think that was kind of part of the thinking it was going to go in a different direction.
Uh-huh.
The people I was with were like, I didn't understand that part. Oh, one thing, the only other critical thing, because it was all good. It was a good vibe. It was a good thing. If you like Iron Lung, I think you're gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
But the sound, like, oh my god, the music was great. Actually, side note, music was awesome. One thing that was unfortunate is they did the radio that cuts out and is garbledy. And they do such a good job that sometimes you really have no fucking clue what's being said for like 5 minutes.
Oh fuck.
Like at all.
Oh
Like
no.
at all. At the beginning it was kind of cute because like you hear like 2 syllables of what they're saying and then Markiplier responds and you like kind of keen the conversation.
Uh-huh.
But there's seriously at one point like a 5-minute stretch where they're just talking. And Markiplier isn't responding.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very clear that it's like very important information, but they're like not able to respond at first. And that is a void for me. I have no clue.
Oh no.
They could have been like, this is Markiplier's real credit card number we're reading right now, and I have no clue what it is. Like it could be anything. They could have said anything they wanted, and I don't think you will know what they said without subtitles. Maybe that's part of it.
Uh-huh. Maybe they actually did read the, they actually did read his credit card number out. This is all of
like,
Markiplier's personal information that we're gonna hit you
could
with.
Be anything. It could be like here's actually like this is them talking, but imagine it's only a few syllables at a time and garbled, but they're like, our writer actually got tired, and so we're just gonna read the rest of the Wikipedia of the game out here. And Markiplier's like, what are you saying right now? And they're like, and that's why Filament Station was the friends you made along the way. I don't know, but it was a really good time. I would totally suggest it. It was very different.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
I want to see it so bad. It's oh my god. Yeah, we did. We finished the cleany thing.
Nice.
Oh my god, yeah, no, I wanna see it so bad.
Yeah, so final review. Iron Lung. Totally worth the betrayal. Totally worth it. 10 out of 10. Would betray again, although I will cry about it later into my pillow.
Aw. I got something else you can cry into, it's fine.
What? What?
For free.
What? Whoa.
Okay. What's that?
Kudo, we do that all the time.
Could you imagine
Kudo,
if you had a body like your model IRL? Yeah, no, that's a standard. Okay.
We talk about that so much, Kudo.
I want to see what this thing looks like.
Oh my god.
I love how this is an ancient stone statue, and they're like, we need you to come out and power wash it. Oh, that is huge. That is enormous. Damn. I just want to see like what the rock looks like underneath. Oh, okay. That's cool. Okay, that's gonna be enough Power Wash Simulator for right now. Quit. You've infiltrated my server. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. How dare you? Welcome in. Hope you enjoy the stay. But yeah. Put the music back on. There we go. It is so loud on my end. Why is it loud on my end? Hold on. There. That's better. I've had like audio balance issues so badly lately. Oh man. So yeah, that's everything for Power Wash Sim.
Mm.
I think that may actually be where we end things off for now. Because I've been streaming almost 4 hours, and it is actually midnight 30 here. So let me see who's up that I can raid. Oh, do you play other games? Oh, I play all kinds of games. I want to say in the last few streams, I have played, let's see, Half-Life Opposing Force. I have played Stray. I have played Helldivers. I play fighting games. I play just about anything I can get my hands on. I play gacha games. Right now I'm playing Arknight's Infield and having a good time with that. Yeah, I've played a lot of games, and I will continue to play. I played Deadlock on stream, Hollow Knight, Buckshot Roulette. Kind of a variety streamer. So yeah, fighting games. Yeah, no, I dabble. I dabble a bit in fighting games. You know, I play just a couple. You know, Guilty Gear Strive 2X KO, Street Fighter 6, Them's Fighting Herds. What else have I played? I got a lot of fighting games. I haven't played King of Fighters for a little bit. Never could get the hang of it, though. Play Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, and Killer Instinct. Nice! You know, I miss Killer Instinct. I used to play the crap out of that on Xbox. Let's see. Who is up and streaming? All kinds of fighting games. Heck yeah. Bloody Roar. God, I wish I could find... I wish they would do a Bloody Roar for the modern generation of consoles. Which I know... Okay, it's funny. I bring up Bloody Roar, but I never expect anybody to know what Bloody Roar is, because I feel like it was almost a niche fighting game. I think I'm gonna raid you all over to... We haven't raided Fluoride in a while, so I'm gonna throw y'all over at a Durgan who is playing a game called Pamela. Looks like it might be kind of horror based, so you know. If you like dragons with very bountiful assets, y'all are gonna like Fluoride. So let me go ahead and get that raid set up on my end. Love that game. Bloody Roar was great. And yeah, Jess, Plap, thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Even though one of you was watching Iron Lung instead.
Yay, Iron Lung, yay.
And all of my chat members. And all my chat members, thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. If you came in with a raid, if you were here from the beginning, or if you're just joining now, I appreciate your viewership and your involvement in my stream. Can we talk about fighting games on the server? I have a video game channel specifically so that people can discuss any kind of video games they want, so y'all can chat it up in there about any and all fighting games. But yeah. If any of you are new, speaking of the server, I do have a Discord server, also various social medias and everything like that, most of it linked down below or findable via the keywords being spammed by the Nightbot every half hour or so. You can usually find me there. Mostly just shit posting, but it's, you know, you also get information on what I'm doing next and when I go live and all that fun stuff. So it's a good way to keep track of me and get involved in my community as it continues to grow. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I don't quite have anything picked out for Thursday yet. I've been kind of making it a bit of a wild card day, but I'll probably figure something out and let everyone know before I go live. And then, of course, we have Fat Tail Friday coming up on Friday, as the name signifies. For now, though, I hope each and every one of you has an absolutely wonderful day, morning, noon, or night. And never ever forget, I love your faces. Good night, everyone!
Hello there, Jelly Jenks, and hello there, Raiders. Welcome, welcome. I am Fluoride, Dragon Mother and Variety Streamer, and I hope that you guys enjoy your stay. Hi there, Jelly. What were you